Good morning, graduands, and good morning, guests, and welcome to your Birmingham City University graduation ceremony. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful day to celebrate the achievements of our graduands. And while you've been waiting, you've been enjoying music performed by our own Royal Birmingham Conservatoire Second City Brass Ensemble. The ceremony will soon begin, but before it does, we just have a few requests and announcements. Firstly, we are not expecting any testing of the fire alarm or any other disruption today. But if the alarm does sound or if there is an emergency, our door stewards will direct you so that you can proceed quickly and safely to the nearest exits. Secondly, please turn all mobile phones to silent or switch them off completely. We welcome the taking of photos and videos, but if you're doing so, please do not block the view of others in the audience. We have more than 350 students graduating today, and each one who crosses the stage is important to us. So please do clap and cheer as loudly as you wish as your graduand crosses the stage. The ceremony is expected to last approximately 1.5 hours. For families with small children, if your child becomes unsettled, we do have a separate viewing room where you can still watch the proceedings whilst tending to your child. Your nearest door steward will be able to help. Graduands, this is important for you. You have been seated carefully and in a particular order to ensure that every person crosses the stage in the correct sequence. Please stay in your assigned seats, and when you are asked to process out of your row, please do not move out of your assigned order. It is important that you are sitting in the seat indicated on your registration card, and please do keep those cards with you until you reach the stage. If you have moved seats for any reason, please move back to your correct seat now. When you come back into the auditorium after crossing the stage to enjoy the rest of the ceremony, it is likely that you will be sitting in a different seat, so please do take any belongings with you. Please be courteous to your fellow graduands yet to cross the stage by clapping and celebrating their achievements too. And please do not use your mobile phones during the ceremony to distract others from enjoying the proceedings. Our graduation ceremonies are formal occasions that follow a time-honoured format. They begin with a fanfare, following which the academic procession and the Pro-Chancellor's procession will enter the hall. At the end of the ceremony, once the Pro-Chancellor closes proceedings, could I please ask everyone to stand once again and for guests to remain in their places while the processions and our graduates exit, after which you'll be able to join your parties to enjoy the rest of the day. Please remember to enjoy the live music and complimentary refreshments that we've made available on the circle levels of the Symphony Hall foyer. And now we're about to begin. So could I please ask everyone to stand as the processions enter the hall? Thank you.
Well, good morning to you all. I now declare this congregation open, and I invite you please to take your seats and make yourselves comfortable. It's my pleasant duty to preside over this ceremony as Pro-Chancellor of the University, and I'm delighted to be part of such a wonderful celebration of our graduates' achievements in the presence of families and friends. Will you please now show a warm welcome for our Vice-Chancellor, Professor Philip Plowden, as I call upon him to give the opening address.
Pro-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, all of you who've come back today to celebrate your graduation, I am absolutely delighted to welcome you all to Birmingham City University's graduation ceremony. And as I suspect you all know, this summer's congregations are the first ceremonies we've been able to hold in person since January of 2020. So welcome to this wonderful Symphony Hall in the heart of Birmingham, a city we are very proud to call our home. And I have to say, graduation is always such a pleasure. With every one of you that comes across the stage, we can see how much it means to have the opportunity to celebrate with your friends from your courses, with our university community, and of course with all your friends, family and supporters who are here. But I have to say that this summer's graduation ceremonies have felt even more like a special event. So thank you very much indeed. In some cases, I know you've made a very long journey to be with us today, and it is deeply appreciated. Those of you who are celebrating your graduations this summer have had one of the most unusual student journeys any of us have experienced. And I'm delighted that here we are now in a position to be able to give you the celebration that you deserve. And during this summer of ceremonies, we have done what we always promised we would do, and we have given each and every student who's graduated from BCU over the last 2 years the opportunity to come here and to participate in one of these ceremonies without restrictions, without compromise, and in the company of your friends, your families, and those who love you. So graduates, this is absolutely your day. But I think that this year, above any other, we need to start by acknowledging all of those whose support you have relied on in the journey that has brought you here. And behind me, around me, are some of the academic staff who've supported you in your learning, and less visible but equally essential, all my colleagues in the professional services departments of the university who've made today possible but have also kept the university running during the last number of years. And above all around us are your family, your friends, your supporters, the people who've been there for you when times were tough, and heaven knows there have been some very tough times in the last few years. So graduates, I'm going to suggest that we start with a huge thank you to everyone who has supported you. Often in graduation speeches, I talk about change because change has become such a feature of the world in which we live, the world that you inhabit and that you are going to help to shape. But it feels artificial to talk about change with you because the period of your studies has been one where you've seen change on a grand scale, change which has impacted on every aspect of all of our lives, all of your lives. So you, our graduates, and the rest of our BCU student community understand the nature of change better than most. But I hope that despite the challenge, your time at BCU has been memorable for the right reasons as well. For the friendships that you have made, the communities that you have been part of, as well, of course, as the learning that you have mastered, and which is why we are here today. But please, don't make the mistake, I think particularly for your graduating classes, do not make the mistake of thinking that today is simply about celebrating your academic achievement, because you have achieved so much more than that. You have had to show determination, adaptability, and above all, resilience in order to be here today. And those are attributes which will stand you in such good stead for your future. Now, of course, the university hasn't stood still for the last few years. We've continued to develop and to change. I don't know if you've been on the city centre campus recently, but emblematic of the change has been the refurbishment of the old Belmont Works building up on Jennings Road and Cardigan Street to serve as a centre where we can bring together some of the professional and technical subjects along with our deep heritage in creative and cultural industries. And it's great to bring one of the city's iconic buildings back into use because it's such a symbol of the way in which this university is part of the fabric of the city and has been for almost 180 years. I know that times are tough and they're probably going to get tougher, but there remains a real sense of buzz and excitement around the city. And much of that over the last month has, of course, been the hugely successful Commonwealth Games. And it's been wonderful to see the city and indeed the region performing with such confidence and such style on an international stage. The now iconic bull, which many of you will have walked past in Centenary Square on your way to the ICC, sits against a backdrop of impressive new developments, from the wonderful City Library, the developments of Paradise Circus, and even here at Symphony Hall, the development of new spaces for performance and for leisure. It's a wonderful time to be in Birmingham. And because BCU is so deeply part of our city, it's no surprise to see how our students were part of the preparation for the Games and indeed embedded in it. We saw our costume design students create the costumes for the opening events of the Games. Our jewellery students up in our iconic School of Jewellery continued a long heritage of medal making right here in the city by designing the medals with which the athletes were presented on the podium. And it's those kind of links that I think epitomise our mission as the University for Birmingham and underlie our rich creative heritage. And the last couple of years have surely made clear why what happens in universities is so important. The role of research, the role of knowledge creation, the development of new practices. Nothing could bring this more vividly to life than the speed at which new vaccines were developed to help moderate the impact of the recent pandemic. If there was ever any doubt about the importance of knowledge, surely we understand that it's never been more important. And that's something that each of you provides evidence of as you celebrate your graduation today. It's why this ceremony is so important. It's why we get dressed up in this slightly unusual gear in order to mark what you have achieved. Because it's right and it's proper that we gather formally to recognise your achievement. Because graduates are important in every society. You are important. Graduates, so the research tells us, tend to live longer. Graduates are more productive. We're told graduates contribute more to society around them because they're more likely to volunteer, to vote, and to lead. Graduates, the research says, have better health, although I note that it does also say that graduates drink less. But above all, graduates are best placed to deal with change. And I hope many of you, I hope all of you, live long, long lives. But what that means is that during your lives, the world around you is going to change, not once, but many times. And you'll probably have not one career, but many careers. And you'll often need to master new skills and new knowledge and to learn afresh. And that's where being a graduate is so important, because you have the skills that equip you to learn. You have the habits of learning. And so today what we're celebrating isn't just what you have achieved, amazing though that is. We're also celebrating your potential and what you're going to go on to achieve in your future. Now, our history can be traced as an institution all the way back to 1843, when we were founded as the rather wonderfully named Birmingham Government School of Design. And we were created back then in order to help the manufacturers of what was already becoming one of the world's workshops in order to compete globally. And of course, during the intervening 180 years, we've changed often and often, but we've stayed true to our core function, our founding purpose. We remain focused on learning that makes a difference in the world, in ensuring that our graduates all around the world make a difference to their societies. So my challenge to you is that today is absolutely a day when we gather finally, at long last, to celebrate your personal achievement and your personal transformation. But don't let's stop there. Let's see that as part of a broader commitment, a commitment to transforming the world around you. You've all seen, I suspect, the I Am BCU images, not just around campus or here in the city, but here at the ICC as well. And that came from you, our students. And when we talked to the students and we said, what does this mean? They talked about pride. They talked about that sense of confidence. But above all, they talked about belonging. So I Am BCU isn't just a slogan. It's a recognition. It's about being part of an extraordinary family. And you'll always be part of our BCU community and part of our outstanding alumni body. But today is absolutely your day. It's a day at long last when we get to celebrate something remarkable. And that is the fact that in some cases, many years ago, you set out to do something. And today what we celebrate is you're achieving what you set out to do. So my congratulations, my warmest congratulations to you all. Very well done. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Business, Law and Social Sciences, Professor Eileen McAuliffe, to commence the presentation of award holders, and on the Pro-Chancellor to receive the students.
Pro-Chancellor, as Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean, I present students from the Faculty of Business, Law and Social Sciences who have qualified for the award of degrees, diplomas and certificates. I now invite Ewan Kirk to the lectern to present award holders from the School of Law.
Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law, Adnan Abid. Alia Abid. Parsa Ahmed. Sana Abid. Nadia Ahmed. Sana Ahmed. Saeed Ahmed. Zakaria Ahmed. Zia Ahmed. Ikra Akhtar. Shema Al-Dala. Sarah Al-Rishek. Marine Ali. Nadia Ali. Mahed Ali. Zara Ali. Shakiba Al-Zada. Soretai Allen. Osman Amir. Hamza Asghar. Kelly Asujo. Yasmin Baig. Simran Bassi. Josephine Bautista. Denise Beckian. Amber Baycroft Wilmot. Anika Begum. Razila Begum. Shamina Begum. Ed Bennett. Chloe Benson. Matanya Bandal. Isra Bhatti. Harit Bhatti. Ikra B. Javeria B. Sana Bibi. Paulina Bilska. Nicole Bingham. Natalie Birch. Monet Blackwood. Tia Bromley Barnett. Stacey Bunga. Abby Carver. Barbara Katroga. Aftara Chowdhury. Brittany Chen. Angelika Hamalevska. Christiana Christofsi. Thomas Cox. Bhuvish Singh Chumba. Joel Cookier. Nicole Damar. Katie Davis. Shauna Devlin Wilson. Corinne Donovan. Marco Dua. Sophie Dukes. Alicia Ijaz. Hina Elahi. Millie Etheridge. Hanan Fakir. Bronte Farnell Thompson. Aisha Fatima. Chloe Fisher. Lily Fisher. Cody Lee Foster. Niroshi George. Hitakshi Guy. Sunil Garu. Sophie Gibbons. Zion Graham. Olivia Grindle. Zainab Gul. Caitlin Hackett. Marcus Hamer. Ismet Hassan. Esme Hales. Danusha Hemireddy. Ravina Gill. Tareed Joshua Gbarden. Claudia Jadrysak. Janish. Ifra Hussain. Sophie Hickman. Amy Hilson. Emily Holloway. Sophie Holloway. Ella Howard. Gemma Hughes. Asif Hussain. Alicia Hussain. Mohammed Fayed Hussain. Mehboob Hussain. Rameisa Hussain. Sonia Hussain. Zaleika Hussain. Serish Idris. Mohammed Iklak. Jessica James. Daljit Jassi. Simranjit Jassi. Tamana Jaya. Navjot Johal. Naomi John. Alicia Joshi. Chloe Kamukama. Taiba Kashmiri. Arbaz Khan. Danielle Khan. Iqbal Khan. Sarah Khan. Zainab Khan. Harry King. Joanne Kairori. Izara Krasniki. Catherine Laban. Rebecca Lacey. Eleanor Lamas. Micheline Laverick. Adobe Ibuaka. Tia Love. Katie Lovell. Hafisa Mahmood. Dalia Mahmood. Akib Majid. Katie Maloney. Raghuvi Manendran. Harvina Mann. Anna Mansell. Ibrahim Mansour. Salome Mariadasan. Amina Mariam. Tanya Matamisa. Joseph Matthews. Natalia Matischuk. Candice McGill Hall. Danica Mead Lloyd. Vinori Madarij. Hafiz Mohammed. Chloe Moss. Aidan Mould. Olivia Moyle. Tembi Nkosi Moyo. Mariam Mughal. Mariam Mohammed Dantoro. Amir Nadirian. Nabia Mushtaq. Naima Nassar. Talia Nelson. Claudian Nkum Dibiza. Tasnim Noor. Kirsten Richard Nugent. Alexander Nutt. Paris O'Brien. Oladunmola Odejidi. Teresa Achutri. Melissa Olishuk. Shanice Onyak. Stephanie Orton. Gideon Owusu Bempa. Natalie Parnaby. Renato Passantino. Anjali Patel. Praktisha Patel. Isabella Petka. Kirsty Piper. Jennifer Purser. Dania Kamar. Mohammed Kamar. Abdul Ilahi Rafiq. Samia Raja. Kajal Rani. Ethan Reed. Matthew Roberts. Amelia Rose. Lovepreet Sabawal. Simran Sadhira. Tiranveer Sagu. Avneet Sahota. Sarah Salim. Jordan Samuels. Florence Savage. LaDonna Seidel. Imran Shah. Kainat Shaheen. Holly Sharp. Asiya Shazad. Umayma Shoaib. Zara Aliyah Sikandar. Kerry Smith. Rosie Smith. Helena Sond. Shakira St. Clair. Tamara Stockwin. Amelia Strike. Chloe Sturdy. Abdallah Suleiman. Aima Sultan. Reese Sutton. Hamza Tanvir. Zainab bint Tariq. Olivia Thomas. Olivia Thompson. Adwira Tienchu. Michael Tokley. Bisola Toyi. Subasisu Shabalala. Amy Lee Tuffield. Helena Tutt. Lauren Tyrell. Kasim Uddin. Akila Vanat. Natasha Wakeham. Rebecca Westwood. Jade Whitelaw. Zaisha Whitaker. Meg Wild. Stephanie Wilson. Kritsakia Wongyai. Syra Zarab. Musa Zaman. Tabor Sajid. Aisha Tamba. This completes the first presentation of awards of graduates from the School of Law.
This completes the first presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Business, Law and Social Sciences. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to introduce the recipient of the Honorary Award of Doctor of the University.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are this morning delighted to be conferring the award of Doctor of the University upon Grace Ononiwu, and I now call upon the University Orator to give the citation.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduates. Today we confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University honoris causa on Grace Ononiwu, who is the Director of Legal Services for the Crown Prosecution Service, and by virtue of that distinction, one of the country's most eminent lawyers. Ladies and gentlemen, the best life stories are the ones where someone knows in their heart what they want to do, the ones where the odds are nevertheless stacked against them, the ones where people say, don't aim high, don't get above yourself, know your place, the ones where the doubters are proved wrong and the naysayers fall silent and the hero or heroine wins, as the poet Milton put it, the immortal garland, not without heat and dust. Well, this is one of those stories. By all accounts, Grace always knew in her heart what she wanted to do in life. In a heartwarming interview for the Birmingham Mail, she described how, as an 8-year-old, she laid out her career ambitions. Her dad had received a summons for speeding and was due in court. "Don't worry, Daddy," said Grace. "When I get older, I'll be your lawyer." Well, the odds were certainly stacked against her. She was one of 5 children born to Nigerian parents in London's East End, and she found not everyone shared her optimism. The careers advisor asked her, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" "A lawyer," said Grace. Then the deadening reply from the careers advisor, "Have you considered being a legal secretary?" It knocked her back. By her own admission, she went off the rails a bit, messed about, failed her O-levels. But because this is one of the best stories, that failure was constructive. She learned the hard lesson that success is about finding what lies within you. She resat her exams and, as they say, she smashed them. In time, she went to university to study law and social sciences and then to the Guildford College of Law. Now, you may be thinking that the path to that immortal garland was now clear, but picture her there, a young black woman from an East End comprehensive school amid a cohort of white, privately educated wannabe lawyers. Then picture how it felt on graduation to apply for 70 trainee solicitorships and to get just one response. Well, that was a powerful motivation. 69 naysayers meant one opening, and she took it. After 2 years as a defence solicitor, she began training with the Crown Prosecution Service, which turned out to be the thing she'd all along wanted to do. And then the paths to success really did open up. She served as a deputy prosecutor in London before a spell as chief Crown prosecutor for Northamptonshire, the first person of African Caribbean origin to occupy such a position. In 2012, she became chief Crown prosecutor for the East Midlands, taking up the same role for the West Midlands 3 years later, and as of last year, she's now Director of Legal Services for the entire Crown Prosecution Service. Now, for someone with such formidable reserves of analysis and pity, with gifts both forensic and compassionate, it is the ideal role, because ultimately her job is about protecting the vulnerable, the victims, the witnesses brave enough to step forward and see justice done. So Grace is not one to hide behind a desk and deflect blame when things get tough. She is known for her willingness to spend time with victims of domestic violence. She has worked tirelessly to bring partner organisations together to find ways of improving access to the justice system. Her determination to see justice done for the sake of victims is matched by her resolve to make her profession more accessible to those it traditionally excluded. She is a past chair of the National Black Crown Prosecution Association. She has pursued policies that have radically improved the ability of the CPS to represent the communities it is supposed to serve. And for all these outstanding contributions to her profession and to the public good, she's been awarded both the OBE and the CBE. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there may be some here who, even after they have donned their gown, even after they've crossed the stage and collected their certificate, somehow doubt their ability to raise their ambitions. Well, if you do, you just think of the story you've just heard, which is the very best kind of story, a story of hope, of persistence and determination, a story that proved wonderfully true. So, Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, colleagues, graduands, it gives me great pleasure to invite the Vice-Chancellor to confer the degree of Honorary Doctor of Birmingham City University, honoris causa, on Grace Onaniwu.
As Vice-Chancellor, I exercise the authority of the University's Academic Board, and I'm delighted to confer the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa on Grace Onaniwu, and I invite you, Pro-Chancellor, to present the commemorative medal. That completes the conferment of the award of Doctor of the University honoris causa, and I'm delighted now to invite Grace to address the congregation.
Well, good morning, and Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, good morning. I'm truly, truly humbled, and it's a real honour and privilege to receive this honorary award for something that actually I'm very passionate about. You've heard protecting victims and witnesses and upholding the rule of law, something that gets me up every day and helps me to sleep at night knowing that I have contributed to the world. This is a very impressive university, and I am absolutely delighted to be associated with it. This award is truly, truly very special to me. So I'd like to thank the university. I'd like to thank my family and my friends for all of their love and support. But today is really about you, the graduates. Many, many congratulations to you all. I would expect to see so many more smiles as you come up here to receive recognition of your accomplishments. You should be so, so very proud. I hope that you know that you have achieved a very important milestone. You have, through hard work, created a strong foundation of which you can continue to build. It's important that you go on from here. Make your professional journey count. Make it matter. On paper, I shouldn't be where I am today. I didn't go to the right schools. I didn't have the right background. When I graduated, the room certainly didn't look like this. My mother was one of 6 children. She grew up in Nigeria. She was the one who was kept behind to help my grandmother raise the family. So she couldn't read or write. So my parents came here as immigrants from Nigeria with nothing but hope and dreams. My mother couldn't help me with my academic studies, but what she could do, and what she did do, was instill in me the confidence and the enthusiasm to succeed. Sadly, my mother passed away a few months ago, and I miss her dearly. But her lessons, what she taught me, what she instilled in me lives on, as it's something that I have practiced throughout my professional journey. And there are 3 things. The first is that you know your business. Continue to work hard, continue to build on the foundation that you have been taught here at this wonderful university. Learn to develop that professional discipline. There's no compensation or compromise to hard work. Really important that you understand that doing just enough is never good enough. The second thing is that you learn to mind your own business. People are too busy trying to figure out what other people are doing. It's not your concern. Understand everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own path. Find yours. Don't waste time focusing on others. Focus on where you're going and focus on what you have to do. And the third thing, this is where your pride comes in. Pride of being a graduate of this university, being proud of who you are. Be yourself. You have no choice in that, by the way, because everybody else is taken. Be the best version of yourself. Practice being a good person so you become that person, that professional that all would like to employ. And the reason being, of course, that you are not going to be in every room. You are not going to be privy to every conversation. What will people say about you? I remember sitting where you are all those years ago worried about the future, worried about whether I'd be good enough, worried about whether I would be accepted. But I can tell you this, the profession needs you, so please don't be worried. Instead, be disciplined, be focused, be determined, be proud, be deliberate, be brave, and be you. I am one throughout my 31-year career so far, someone who's managed to achieve many firsts. But you see, it only matters to me if I'm not the last. So you start today, graduates. The baton is here. I need you to take it. I need you to hold it tight and run with it, because success comes to those who are brave enough to try. Good luck and thank you.
I now invite Professor Eileen McAuliffe to continue the presentation of award holders from the faculty.
I invite Associate Professor Tracy Cooper to the lectern to present award holders from the School of Law.
Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with American Legal Studies, Turan Avkasen. Lexi Chanel Gowie. Simran Guru. Jessica Holloway. Reese Hunt. Jamie Langley. Sane Peak. Anthony Olafeku. Hamida Begum. Nora Luda Belhassan. Abby Brogan. Alex Azishi. Jazz Crawford. Fatima Delaire. Hafisa Hussain. Ilyas Hussain. Ryan Jones. Emilia Kaczynska. Nikita Kapoor. Safa Kayani. Nahida Khanum. James Lawler. Afreen Mahmood. Sufyan Mahmood. Luke Obama Mankida. Janice Matingu. Melita Martushaitite. Junaid Naim. Maya Panchal. Molly Parsons. Shanta Pinnock. Joshua Queensborough. Priyanka Shimar. Raluca Maria Topia. Ilham Abdullahi. Jemima Agbola. Magdalene Agiman. Samira Ali. Usman Ali. Nafisa Alom. Sarah Amjad. Clarice Balbastro. Olivia Belnave. Emma Baptiste Pilkington. Prisha Bardwaj. Tia Davis. Samantha Delaney. Jack Dove. Tania Dowler. Abigail Freeman. Sashleen Garsha. Fataya Haydor. Fatima Hassan. Brianna Howe. Egosa Evesomon. Jessica Hughes. Atiyu Hunt-Reid. Khalisa Hussain. Zoya Idris. Andrea Ivan. Mahisha Kaur Bami. Hassan Kazmi. Rachel Kelly. Sanjida Kanam. Chandeep Kundi. Katie Lockhart. Sabrina Malik. Chloe Marshall. Taylor Marshall. Cara Mia. Samuel Mia. Shamia Mia. Tadala Melansantu. Elal Mohammed. Olivia Morgan. Elisi Nyogenji. Saif Niazi. Angela Eve Obian Jamwa. Simi Olaniyi. Kyra Omondi. Tulsi Patel. Chloe Plowman. Amina Rahman. Grace Rana. Alexandra Skibor. Gemma Stanford. Rekha Tiwani. Pavenvir Virk. Clarice Wilson. Sidonia Woodward Wallace. Hummer Zulkarnain. Denzel Atkinson. Tendai Murapa. Anisha Nahan. Rahim Raja. Yasmin Smith. Maya Mahay. Divine Bashidi. Samia Ali. Samia Chowdhury. Janika Allen. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law, Meena Parishi. Mika Morawe. Shanice Wilmot. Nafisa Mayam. Brittany Samuels. Kiran Akhtar. Donya Ali. Bachelor of Laws with Honours in Law with American Studies, Sheena Briscoe. This completes the presentation of awards to graduates from the School of Law.
Of Business Law and Social Sciences. I now invite Melissa Oleshuk, who has graduated from our Bachelor of Law with Honours this morning, to address the congregation.
Sorry. Good morning and welcome to friends, family, staff and fellow graduates of 2022. It is a great honour to be asked to speak to you today, a special day for me and my family, as I'm sure it is for many of you here at the culmination of our studies. I'd like to begin by thanking our Pro-Chancellor and other academic colleagues for giving up their time today to join us as we celebrate our academic achievements. It's hard to believe that we're finally here. I graduated 2 years ago on my sofa in my living room next to my family, holding a BCU box of goodies that arrived in the post, eagerly clutching onto the promise that one day I will finally wear this gown and celebrate with my fellow graduates. Now here we are, third time lucky. As we celebrate, we recall with fondness the anxious excitement we felt attending our first university lesson, be it in person or online. That incredible feeling of interacting with people from all walks of life and all corners of the world, learning who we are and what we stand for. We exchanged ideas, beliefs, arguments, and took part in things that shaped us as individuals. Then we got to battle MS Teams, and that's when we realized that we were able to put robots on Mars but couldn't establish a stable Wi-Fi connection on Earth. And I'm sure that humbled us all. 4 years ago, I joined the university after making a last-minute adjustment to my choice of study. I did science-based A-levels, abandoned my essay writing skills at GCSE exams, and didn't know the first thing about pursuing anything in law. Today, I'm approaching the second year of my PhD in international human rights law and US policy reform on the back of a very prestigious scholarship. And I owe it all to the incredible support I received at BCU. During my time as an undergrad and a master's student, myself, along with many of you here, took advantage of countless and unique and exciting opportunities that made a mark on the world. But academic opportunities weren't the only thing on the table. I'd like to pass a heartfelt thank you to the university for their relentless support during the stresses stemming from the war in Ukraine. When the war broke out in February, myself, along with other Ukrainian students, received phone calls from various members of staff offering unrelenting support and compassion. And I think that is the best way to describe my time at BCU. It's not merely focused on getting you the degree and ushering you to move on, but rather it's an empathetic community, receptive and recognizant of human emotions as it prepares us for the real world. As we set out into the next stage of our lives, we are still individuals with our own distinct ambitions, but we are also and forever united as graduates of 2022, a permanent part of the university's history. So, congratulations to you all. I now invite the Pro-Chancellor to close the ceremony. Thank you.
I'm told that lawyers can be a bit conservative and restrained with their applause, but I think Melissa deserves a bigger round of applause than that, don't you? And while we're on that theme, we were royally entertained at the beginning of the ceremony by the musicians from the Royal Birmingham Conservatoire. Would you show your appreciation, please? Thank you. Well, my personal congratulations to all those of you who've received awards today. I offer my very best wishes to you all for the future, whatever that may bring. And I'm not going to stand in your way for one moment longer, as I'm sure celebrations with families and friends beckon. So I now declare this congregation closed. We'd be very grateful if you'd stand and remain in your places while the stage procession leaves the hall. Thank you all for your attendance.